Let's look at some breakouts and watch list based on what happened today. If you look at what happened today, it was a mildly negative day with some of the indexes giving up some of the gains. They recovered by the end of the day, most of the gains after the gap down, and you will see that there's not much of a damage which has happened. And for last 2-3 days, there has been some amount of pullback which is happening. The market put in a bottom here, or timing model gave a bottom signal here, and in 401k we got invested, and in other things we started invested. There are these two pullbacks, and then since then market has been up. So this was the bottom primarily. If you look at the market breadth, you will see that today was a negative day with 93 stocks down 4% plus, 80 stocks were up 4% plus, and in the last 14-15 days there has been a breadth thrust which is happening on a 5-day also and on a 10-day also, which tells you that there's money flowing in the market, and there's a continuous buying which has been happening for last couple of days. Some of the secondary indicators are all in positive territory, so there is nothing on the breadth side which shows that there's a distribution happening currently. Everything shows that there's an accumulation which is happening currently. There are around 80 breakouts today. Out of that, some of the breakouts which really stand out is GTXI, which is a biotechnology. This particular sector is working, and stocks in this particular sectors have been making move after breakout. This is a stock which made a big breakout after Citibank upgraded it. The stock might pull back and then might offer a second entry point. This is a nice one where the stock was going up and sideways for almost 2 months, and today broke out on high volume. So this is the breakout signal. Also you'll see that now this is another one of the stocks which was going up, went sideways for just 4 or 5 days and is breaking out. Another one of the Chinese stocks. Some of these Chinese stocks, they were beaten down. They were near their 52-week low, but they've been doing well recently. And you'll see one of these stock which had a first leg and then went sideways and had a breakout today. So you have 4 breakouts which look nice: GTXI, ABD, DSS, and CCIH. And you can find more breakouts if the market continues to go up. If the market corrects, more breakouts will form, because there are a lot of stocks which had started moving from October, and after their first leg they're going sideways. So we look at some of the stocks which are setting up or might break out in near future. While there are many stocks setting up, some of the stocks which might break out soon is this is one EOG, which is like stock had this first leg in October after the bottom. It's been going sideways, and the sector was also one of the leading sector in the first phase of the move. Kodak Oil and Gas, this was a stock which broke out in October, went up for 4 months or 3.5 months, and then now is having a orderly pullback. So this is one of the stocks to watch. The earnings are also good on this particular stock. This is another one of the stocks which is like had this big move and then has been going sideways, has formed a very nice sideways pullback or a consolidation, and if it breaks out on a high volume, then this is really a good buy candidate. Xyratex, it's again the stock was one of the first stock to break out in October, has first leg of the move, then went sideways, broke out. After the breakout, had 3-4 days of moves, 5 days, 6 days, and has now been going sideways. So any high volume breakout here is definitely a buy in my book. MBI, again, stock had a nice move here, then after that it's been pulling back, and if it breaks out from here, then might be considered for a buy. And there are many stocks which are setting up currently as of now. If you look at the underlying momentum is much better than what it was for the entire year in 2011. So there are a lot of these buying opportunities currently. We are around 150% invested, and we'll see how it goes. Most of the positions are in profit. Let's have a quick look at the ETF, and for looking at the ETF, what I've done is I removed ETF with liquidity of less than 100,000 per day, and basically sorted them by a rally start, which is basically this particular rally started on October 3rd, and from that day which ETF has gone up the most. So if you see URTY is the ETF which has gone up the most, up 97%. TNA, which is another one of the ETF which has gone number 2. DRN, real estate ETF. This is one of the first ETF which did very well in October, one of the first one to break out. Since then has been going sideways. the semiconductor one, Soxel, UIM, FAS, BGU, Nopro. These are the top 10 ETF by what is called as an anchored momentum, which is you primarily calculate momentum from a low point in an index. So these are the top 10 ETF currently. So overall, the market has had some pullback in the last 2-3 days, but the underlying tone of the market is much better, and as a result of that, there are a lot of buying opportunities in the market currently.